Hello guys, shout out to the legend Daniel for letting me react to Alan Wake Answers the Web's Most Searched Questions autocomplete interview. So now, let's get this started.
Alan Wake, and I'm a writer, and this is my unwired autocomplete interview. Who is Alan Wake? Me. I'm a writer. I used to live in New York City with my wife Alice, but now I've been living in the dark place. After a vacation in the Pacific Northwestern town of Bright Falls went horribly wrong, my wife was taken hostage by an ancient dark presence and, long story short, I traded her captivity for my own. I've been trying to escape ever since. In fact, I wrote this interview into my latest story as an escape attempt, but it seems all of you are a lot more intent on just giving this interview, so I guess I'll have to keep trying other ways.
Good luck.
What books Alan Wake righted?
You
Great verb
rated.
conjugation there.
Wrote?
I was the author of a hard-boiled detective crime series about a character named Alex Casey. I also used to write for the Night Spring speculative fiction show. But after my latest Alex Casey book, I wanted a change, so I killed off the character to try on something new, a book called Departure, but fate, it seems, had forced my hand into writing it. And that story was recreated in the video game Alan Wake, made by Remedy Games about me.
Go play it.
Alan Wake, sponsored by Energizer?
Shameless plug.
I totally understand where the question might be coming from. But no, hashtag not a sponsor. I just use a lot of their batteries because that's what's laying around. I guess that's what most people buy. They seem longer lasting, but no.
Plug pun intended. Energizer Bunny.
Alan Wake is Champion of Light. Longer lasting.
Okay, guys, we gotta slow this to 0.525 speed. Wrong button. Save. Speed. 0.25. Plug pun intended.
No. Not a sponsor.
Editing that was painful.
Alan Wake.
Okay. Now we're gonna get this back to normal speed.
Is Champion of Light? Thanks, I guess, for praise. I guess that's how I describe the main character in my American Nightmare episode of Night Springs. Another one of my attempts to escape that ultimately didn't pan out. Anyway, sure, I use light for my flashlight and a gun to fend off the Taken and the darkness, and try to free myself while ensuring the dark presence doesn't escape into the world. Champion of Light does have a nice ring to it, though.
Song.
Why is Alan Wake split into two? Well, you could be talking about two different situations. The first kind of split happened after I freed Alice from the dark place, and a doppelganger of myself, Mr. Scrooge, appeared. He's basically the living manifestation of all the rumors and stories about the dark things people made up about me while I was spiraling out of control after I released my final Alex Casey book.
Yeah,
he's basically my darker half, but he's able to come and go from the dark place at will, and I need to stop him before he gets to Alice. The other situation was shortly after I finished writing Departure, and the pressures of the dark place left me feeling hopeless, insane, and ready to give up. The logical part of my mind, the part of me that didn't want to die, split off, and I was basically fighting off my own insane imagination's attempts to destroy me to try to reunite my sanity with my crazy self in the cabin, to have some chance of surviving in the dark place.
Therapy, yeah. Urgently, yeah, you should.
Why Alan Wake name is Awake?
Probably
because my first initial is A and my last name is Wake. That's just what my mom decided to call me. I didn't plan it. Just glad my name is Wake and not Nidiot. Why Alan Wake
What'd that say?
And my last name is Wake? That's just what my mom decided to call me. I didn't plan it. Just glad my name is Wake and not
you're an idiot.
Why
Okay, anyway.
act like such an asshole to his wife? Harsh criticism,
Internet be
blunt
judging
but
me.
fair. I wasn't a good guy back when all this started. If I had been, maybe all this wouldn't have happened. My marriage with Alice was struggling, and I just really needed to grow up. I wasn't being the guy that deserved her, and I'm just glad that at the very least she got out. I've done a lot of growing up in this place. Hard not to, really. But I truly hope I can get out
I'm the
and I can
man.
be my better self again with her. How does Alan Wake know Jesse Faden and FBC? The Dark
Remedy
Place is
Connected
a strange
Universe,
realm.
it's a thing.
It brushes against the regular world in many weird ways, and sometimes
Okay.
I'm able to see and learn things. I heard about the FBC and about Jesse through one of these glimpses, and all the details about altered world events and objects seemed to fit right into the narrative I had in mind for another attempt at escape. So I wrote it into a
actually a
story.
pretty cool thing.
That old bastard Hartman also was dragged into it, and I had Jesse take him out. You can learn all about that part of the story in the AWE DLC for another Remedy game about Jesse called Control. Fun fact,
Maybe
I wrote Remedy
will
games
see
into
this and
reality
make
as a
it
means
canon.
to share my stories, and hopefully find some other help to get out
I
of
can
here.
dream.
Sam Lake is a pretty badass protagonist, if I do say so myself.
Does that work?
Is Alan Wake actually Thomas Zane?
Oh,
You know, I've questioned that myself.
Or Thomas.
I've seen glimpses of the theories out there, that
When?
I'm him, or that he wrote me into existence to save himself, and I'm not even real. Or even that he's my father that I never knew, and that's why I had the clicker back then. There are certainly a lot of threads out there that feed into each of those narratives, but so far, that canvas hasn't been fully woven yet, so I unfortunately don't have any solid answers there, but I'm sure I'll find some soon. Will Barry be in Alan Wake 2?
Barry, quite contrary.
I'm sure he's pretty busy these days with managing and producing for the Old Gods of Asgard band, after they all thought I went missing. But the powers of Cauldron Lake seem to have a way of pulling on narrative threads that I don't suspect, filling in gaps with ideas and plots that I neglect to fully flesh out, so it's not outside the realm of possibility. Hell, we might even bump into Clay Stewart again, for those hardcore lore enthusiasts out there.
The full music.
What happened to Rose?
I still want to read that.
So it's not outside the realm of possibility. Hell, we might even bump into Clay Stewart again, for those hardcore lore enthusiasts out there. The full music. What happened to Rose and...
What? They're just
So it's
what?
not outside the realm of possibility. Hell, we might even bump into Clay Stewart again, for those hardcore lore
They're
enthusiasts
just so
out
good.
there.
Okay.
What happened to Rose and Agent Nightingale? Being touched by
Rose
the dark presence
in
is
the
something that
bird is
deeply
worth
impacts
2
a
in the
person,
book.
and in many varied and unknown ways. Last I knew about them was at Deerfest, just after I freed Alice. Rose was clearly affected and holding a lantern, while Agent Nightingale stared menacingly behind her out a nearby window. Based on the threat of return that Barbara Jagger gave me when I clickered her, I strongly suspect that Agent Nightingale is the new vessel of the darkness, and perhaps Rose is directly or metaphorically taking over the role that Cynthia Weaver used to play in Thomas Zane's writings. Did Alan Wake reunite with Alice and kill Mr. Scratch in American Nightmare?
Scratch.
Good question.
That noise again.
While my pursuit of Mr. Scratch in the American Nightmare episode did seem to culminate in both his defeat and my reunification with Alice, the threads of reality aren't that crystal clear.
No.
While I'm sure I did damage him, or at least make him aware that I do have some level of power over him, I suspect Mr. Scratch is still out there somewhere.
Scratch. Mr.
Evil,
Scratch.
crazy, and compulsive as ever. As for that stolen moment with Alice, I'd say that's all that was. A stolen moment. That both felt real and like a dream at the same time. It felt real to me.
Yeah,
and
he
at that
just
point,
really
it was
missed
enough to keep
his
me going.
misses.
Sorry if that's cryptic. I am a writer after all. What is the plot of Alan Wake 2? Well now,
if you want to know, you should go pre-order the game.
Speaking from experience, the Dark Presence doesn't give any free rides, and I've learned not to depend on them either. You'll have to experience it as I've written it out, through the game I wrote that Remedy would release, Alan Wake 2, that will become reality on October 27th, 2023. I hope to see you there, and that this time, once and for all, I can get myself out of here. Thanks. Seriously,
go play it now. Thanks for watching. Yeah, it's out. I like how it says go play it now. Thanks for watching. Check out more Legend Daniel content. Yep. That shout out to all my subscribers who decided to subscribe to me, and all the people who watched my videos all the way through. Shout out to the Legend Daniel for making the 2 banger videos that I've watched before. I have watched Bye Bye Mr. Game Clear Sky, and now this, both created by the same person. Now, it was very kind of Daniel to let me react to this. And it's just chef's kiss. It's good. It's amazing. It's really good. And I hope if any of you who happen to be seeing the end of this like Minecraft, and you go watch my Minecraft videos all the way through. Yeah, so, bye everybody. Have a good day.